Hello children, Sarah here. Today we are going to learn a story, the story of Akiva the Shepherd. Many years ago, there lived a man named Akiva. He worked as a shepherd. He was a kind and caring shepherd. He looked after the sheep every day. He would take them out into the fields and let them eat grass and drink water. Now these sheep belonged to a very wealthy man, named Kalba Savua. Can you say that? Kalba Savua. Kalba Savua was a very rich and wealthy man. He had a lot of money. But he was also a kind man, so he liked to help people with his money. He lived in a big, beautiful house. Let me show you. Here. You see his house? That's his house. There, that's Kalba Savua's house. Now, sometimes a poor person would come and ask Kalba Savua for some help. And Kalba Savua would always help. He'd give him food and money and help the poor people. You see that? Now, Kalba Savua had a daughter. Her name was Rachel. Now, Akiva came from a very poor family. His family was so poor that they didn't have enough money to send him to school. That's why Akiva became a shepherd. He looked after sheep instead of going to school. But inside Akiva's heart, he felt a little sad because he really wanted to learn and go to school. But his family, he couldn't pay for it. He didn't have enough money. So he was a shepherd and he would look after the sheep in a beautiful way. Every day, Rachel would watch him from her house. She would watch and see how Akiva looked after the sheep. Akiva noticed Rachel and he really liked her. She was a beautiful girl and a kind girl, and he really loved her and he wanted to marry her. So Akiva regained his courage to ask Rachel if he will marry her. Rachel, I think you're a beautiful, kind girl. I would like to marry you. Rachel thought to herself, Akiva is such a kind and humble man. I would love to marry him too. Rachel said, Akiva, I will marry you on one condition, that you promise that you will go and learn Torah. Akiva thought, Rachel, he said to Rachel, I would love to, but I don't think I can. I'm already a grown man. Writing, reading, and learning how to read the alphabet is for little children. I'm already a grown-up. I can't learn to do that anymore. Rachel said to Akiva, Akiva, I believe in you. If you try, you will succeed. If you devote yourself to learning the alphabet and the Torah, it will enter your mind and heart. So Akiva said, okay, Rachel, I will try. I will go and learn. I will do that if I can marry you. And so they decided to get married. Rachel was so excited to go tell her daddy the good news. And off she went. Daddy, 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 I have some exciting news. I'm going to marry Akiva the Shepherd. I love Akiva so much. I want to marry him. Kalba Savua was not excited about that news. He was very upset. He said, Akiva the Shepherd doesn't even know how to read and write alphabet. You cannot marry him. You need to marry someone who knows Torah and is very wealthy and very established. And Rachel said, sorry, Daddy, but I love Akiva and I want to marry him. Kalba Savua was very upset and very angry, and he said to Rachel, okay, but you're not going to be able to have any of my money. and you're going to have to go away from this family, go away from this house. And that's very sad. Rachel said, okay, Daddy, I understand. I'm going to go live with Akiva. Bye. And Rachel went to live with Akiva. And they had a very, very little bit of money. Akiva worked very, very hard. Every day he would go to the forest and chop trees. And he would sell the wood and use that money to pay for their rent and for their food. Because he couldn't be a shepherd anymore for Kalba Savua. Because Kalba Savua didn't want to give them any money. So Akiva went and found a different job. He went to chop wood. Now chopping trees is a very hard job. You need a lot of muscles for that. But Akiva worked hard. He always worked hard. And he worked hard to make enough money so that Rachel and Akiva could eat. And every day they would have some bread on the table for supper. But on Shabbat, they would buy special food with the money that they saved for Shabbat. And Akiva would go every morning to go chop wood, and every night he would come home with some money for the family. Now, Rachel and Akiva gave birth to a tiny little newborn baby. They called him Yehoshua. And then Rachel had another baby girl called Shulamit. Akiva loved his children so much. He was a very kind father. Here are Rabbi Akiva's two little children, Yonatan and Shulamit. Now it was time for Yonatan to go to school and learn some Torah and learn the alphabet. See that? And Rachel reminded Akiva, Akiva, remember what you told me when we were going to get married, that you would go and learn Torah? Remember you told me that? Akiva said, I do remember, Rachel, but I'm such a grown-up and I don't think I can. I'm too old. It's not going the letters are not going to stick in my head. They're going to fall out of my head. They're not going in. My head is too hard. Rachel said, Akiva, you can do it. You can do it. And Akiva, when he went to work that day, when Rabbi Akiva went to work today, and he was going to a river to get some wood, he noticed something very interesting. As he was having a drink from the river, he noticed a rock. He noticed this rock. And he noticed there was water dripping on the rock. Drip, 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 drip. And Akiva looked very carefully, and he saw there was a hole in the rock. The hole was from the water that was dripping every single day, dripping on the rock. You see that? Drip, drip, drip. And Akiva thought to himself, if a rock that's very, very hard can get a hole from water that's very, very soft, I think that is telling me something about my ability to learn. My head might feel like a rock, but Torah is like water. And if I let the Torah come into my head bit by bit, I think it's going to be able to come into my head and I'm going to be able to learn Torah. Rabbi Akiva went home to tell Rachel what he saw outside today. Rachel, I want to tell you what I saw today. When I was going to get a drink by the river, when I was collecting wood to sell, I noticed water dripping on a rock, and the water had made a hole on the rock. I think that I can learn Torah because my head is like a rock, and the water made a hole in the rock. Maybe Torah will be able to go inside my head. Rachel said, yes, Akiva, I think so. I think you're a very hard worker and you're a very clever man. I don't think it's too late. I think you can go. So with that encouragement, Akiva decided that he is going to give it a go. He is going to try and learn the alphabet. And now for our special Akiva song. Are you ready? Many years ago, A poor shepherd boy watched the sheep all day. Akiva didn't even know the Aleph Bays, which all of us can say. Akiva didn't even know the Aleph Bays, which all of us can say. Rachel, his smart wife, gave him good advice. This is what she said: it's never too late to start learning Torah if you use your head. It's never too late to start learning Torah if you use your head. All right, let's see. Tomorrow we're going to find out if Akiva is able to learn Torah, if he's able to start learning the alphabet. All right, children, have a good day. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.